has come and gone again. Now, in case you missed it, the winner was it Matt Cradle, and then, of course, having not quite got there, and there was Rebecca Ferguson and One Direction too. Of course, what really matters, whoever wins or loses, is making music and making a career of it afterwards and sort of building on that. Well, somebody who's done that is our very own Rhydian, who's was taking time out from a very busy schedule to talk about his latest job, playing in the musical The War of the Worlds, and looking like an athlete at the moment in his shorts as well in this kind of cold weather that we're having here. You're very welcome.
Hi, Roy. I ran here.
I'm quite prepared to believe you. Is War of the Worlds then what you expected? Because last time we spoke, you were looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's everything I expected and more, actually. Just a fantastic show. I didn't realise the reception that you get every night is just immense. It's got a huge following.
Yes.
And we're nearing the end now, I guess, and we've had a very successful tour. But for me, this is the best part, because we're back home in Wales at the CIA tonight and tomorrow night.
Yes. Well, I looked at your makeup. Parson Nathaniel. You look rather different, I have to say.
Scary, isn't it?
Yes. It's truth.
Yeah. I've got dark hair, a pale face, and I'm bleeding.
Oh, yeah, quite, yes. What's Jason Donovan like, all right?
Do you know what? I've got to say, one of the best things about this tour has been getting to know the cast. And Jason and I have become really, really good friends. On the tour bus, we tend to sit at the front.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off. And the other guy I got on really well with is Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's on the bus as well. And he's such a fascinating man. Still performing, still playing Vegas with the Moodies.
Ooh.
And, of course, the guy wrote Nights in White Satin. So you can learn a lot from these guys.
Yeah, quite. What about Liz then? Liz of, Atomic Kitten.
Liz is lovely.
Yeah.
Liz is playing my wife in the play. She's the parson's wife, Beth. Yes. She plays, and she's full of the joys of spring. Seems to be, yeah.
Good, big names in the cast. You included, but it's a big production, isn't it? It's a whopping great band here.
It's huge, yeah. There's I would say a 36-piece orchestra and then a 20-piece band as well. So nearing 60, 70 people on stage, which is unusual for a musical, because most musicals, of course, are in the pit and they're unseen. Yeah. With The War of the Worlds, everyone's on stage, plus, of course, under the direction of Jeff Wayne, who is there conducting them. Yes. And it's a great feeling, Roy, when you're there with a live orchestra behind you. And people have tweeted and commented that they think the band's the best they've ever heard. So.
Yeah, quite. I was just thinking as well, a hologram of Richard Burton thrown in as a bonus.
Yeah.
It's truth.
Yeah, he's planted there on the right-hand side, and it's quite something to be able to interact with Richard Burton 26 years after his death.
Yeah, well, yes, it is a bit, yes. Yeah, quite. Well, remind us then why we've been playing so far, because I met your mother the other day. We were in a Crossroads conference dinner in a hotel in Cardiff, and she said you were in Belgium.
We started in Europe, yeah. So we were in Holland, and then we went to Belgium, which was fantastic. I actually particularly liked Holland.
Did you?
Yeah, the venue there acoustically is amazing. It was a big seater as well.
Where was that? Rotterdam, Amsterdam?
In Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, and I love Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's just there's something about it. People are really friendly. Obviously, there's cyclists everywhere you look.
And they
obviously have right of way.
Yes, they do. I've been hit a couple of times in Amsterdam by a cyclist, but just not concentrating.
Yeah, me too. But that's we were meant to go to Germany in January, but we're no longer doing that because they wanted a German production, so German speakers and German cast. But in all honesty, to be honest, Roy, I'm happy. I think.
Yes.
Come I'm looking forward to Christmas now.
Are you? A bit of a break.
Bit of a break after War of the Worlds. We finish in Wembley on the 18th. And then on the 19th, I've got a concert in Birmingham Symphony Hall with Hayley Westenra, who you know.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Really. Well, you worked with her before, haven't you?
She's a great friend of mine, and looking forward to that. And then we have another one with Hayley on the 22nd in London at Barbican. Yeah. And on the 23rd, quite a big spectacular show at the O2 in London, I'm performing in. Christmas spectacular with Ruthie Henshaw, the Broadway star. Also, Wyn Go Compare is there singing.
Wyn Evans.
Wyn Evans will be there.
Is he?
In his penguin suit, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Tash.
Yeah, that's right.
But that'll be fantastic for me because Ruthie she's been my hero growing up. Yeah. I was lucky enough to meet her 2 years ago at Andrew Lloyd Webber's birthday, and she was everything and more that I imagined in real life. She's just divine. And so I'll be duetting with her, doing solos, well-known Christmas songs, like the Christmas song, Blue Christmas, Rockin' Robin medleys and stuff like that. A bit of fun, but a huge scale. It should be sold out.
Yes. Well, there's a saying, isn't it? Carpe diem, grab the day. My word, your days have been onwards and upwards at such a fast pace since it all sort of started for you.
Yeah, I'm so fortunate, really. I've been constantly in work since X Factor.
And that was important in your life, X Factor, wasn't it?
Oh,
I mean, the committee got it wrong. If I'd have been on the committee, I'd have sorted that out, yeah.
Well, everything happens for a reason. There's that cliche, but it did for me. And I do. People ask me, do you get a bit sick of being attached to the X Factor? I don't really. It's been very much part of my life. It was a moment in time, but it doesn't mean to say you have one moment. A lot for many it is just the X Factor, and that's it. It's over the next day.
Yes.
But for me, luckily, I've gone onward and upward.
Yeah. Well, we had a young man, Tom Richards. There was a lot about him. He's from Pontypridd, and he was in the X Factor. Didn't quite make it to the final, but his sort of mentor was Danny Minogue, and he went out to Australia to her house. He got to that kind of level, really. But Danny Minogue was yours, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Yeah. I still keep in touch with Danny.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Right. She's that. I actually hold a lot to. I'm indebted to her tremendously, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sat here now talking to you.
There's an email that's come in here, and a couple of questions. You don't have to answer them, but they're from Anon. See, they're hiding behind Anon. It's a big family, Anonymous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just heard Rhydian's on your program, Roy. Can you ask him if he has any exclusives about his new album? And also, this is the one. Does he have a girlfriend at the moment? So I suspect that Anon is a female.
Anon. Yeah, well, how can I? Okay, well, the exclusive about the album. Well, I've got a new record contract with Conehead, which I'm very excited about. We'll be releasing the album in March, but we're also releasing singles, which I've never done before. So maybe that's an exclusive.
Right.
Well, it's an excuse. Some of my hardcore fans will know that.
Yes.
I don't know if Anon is a hardcore fan,
well,
but I just this record label are really keen to get me back into the pop world, and then after second single, see how it goes, and then release the album. But it'll be a pop album.
All right. I was just thinking as well, if Anon would be interested in this as well. I was going to ask you for your sort of 2010 big moment, but I think Anon would go around to, well, an image that didn't involve you singing at all. We're talking about Cosmopolitan here. But actually, you look very good coming out of that sea in that photograph you took as well. Remember that? You were on a calendar.
Well, I didn't take the photo.
No. But you came out of the sea looking very well.
I tell you, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. But it was for a good cause, I've said before.
Yes.
For those people who don't know, I posed naked for Cosmopolitan magazine.
But very nicely done.
Yeah, it wasn't just me, I hasten to add. There were many celebrities and singers.
Yes.
But it was starkers. It was to raise awareness for prostate and testicular cancer.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. That's tremendous. But we've got another little message here too. Could you please ask Rhydian to start tweeting?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have a part.
See, it's the same. It's a non again. It's the same one, I'm sure.
Do you tweet, Roy?
I don't tweet. I'm trying to catch up like mad. You know me and technology.
I saw a program about you, actually. I caught it. I think it was on the BBC. It was about computers and technology.
Yes, and me trying to catch up into the 21st century.
It was brilliant. But I have to say that I'm a bit of a technophobe like you. I should get more connected.
Yes.
And I have promised that this next album I'll start tweeting.
You're right. Well, I walk up and down these corridors saying, do you know, I'm on Facebook, And I say it in the spirit, as if I know what I'm talking about. But I don't really.
You don't really? Do you check your Facebook?
Well, yes, we check it. We get messages in.
Yeah.
But I don't get too involved, But I blog. I like blogging.
I blog as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for blogging.
Yeah,
I actually
like
did
blogging.
blog 2 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
I like blogging because suddenly if I get into a subject, the trouble with Welsh people blogging is they chops a lot and they can't stop. You go on paragraph after paragraph.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't mind blogging because you have a little bit of time after a show in the hotel room is fine.
Yes.
Tweeting, I just feel that I'd write the wrong thing. Offend somebody.
That's right. Yeah, I can understand that. Certainly I can understand that. I prefer blogging as well. It's like storytelling. You can just let yourself
But
go.
to answer the question, I will definitely get connected with Twitter.
There we are. Anon must be beside herself with the excitement now, let me tell you. Well, listen, it's very good of you to come in. Now, tonight in Cardiff, tomorrow night in Cardiff?
Tomorrow night in Cardiff as well.
Yes.
There are still a few tickets, I think, so come along. And then we go to Brighton for 2 nights.
Right.
with War of the Worlds, and then we finish in Wembley. We played the O2 the night before last, which was fantastic, and Jeff Wayne is going, this is tremendous, this is the best venue. I said, no, you wait. You wait for the CIA. That is the best venue.
Wow.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Fair play to you. There we are. You said that without being on 10%. Tremendous. Well, Caroline sitting very quietly in the corner there. She doesn't know that you were brought up right with your mother and father, listening to me, actually going to school in the infant school in Brecon when he was a little boy. So they brought him up well. Brought him up well. Listen, it's always a pleasure to see you, and always a great pleasure to read about you and to keep up to date with all the things that you're achieving at the moment and flying our flag as you do. So you have a blessed Christmas and a 2011 that comes from the top drawer of marvellous vintage.
Thank you, Roy. Same to you.
Well, and we've got here The Impossible Dream. Is that all right with you?
That's fine.
There we go.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you very much indeed.